Crazy Rich Asians is a romantic comedy drama directed by Jon M. It stars Constance Wu, Henry Golding, Gemma Chan, Awkwafina, Ken Jeong, and Michelle Yeoh. The story follows Constance Wu as Rachel Chu, who makes a trip from her home in New York to Singapore to meet her boyfriend's family. Little does she know that her boyfriend Nick Young, played by Henry Golding, belongs to one of the wealthiest families in Singapore. Being young, good-looking, rich, and generally eligible makes him one of the most desired bachelors in the entire country. So it's hardly shocking that when he shows up with Rachel, she becomes the most hated girl overnight. But Rachel is no pushover. She's a New Yorker and an economics professor, so she's encountered her fair share of bullies. As you could expect, all of this creates the perfect breeding ground for a lot of drama. Since Rachel has pretty much every eligible woman looking to marry into a wealthy family, all the proverbial claws are out on full display. She has to find a way to navigate through all of that while winning over Nick's mother, Eleanor, played by Michelle Yeoh, who has the most forceful presence amongst the entire cast, and that should really not come to anyone's surprise. Eleanor's problem isn't that Rachel comes from a more impoverished background, but that she's a woman of ambition and would place her own career over the needs of her family. This makes things somewhat interesting because it continues to be a constant reason for conflict in Asian families. Where does a woman draw the line between the love of her life, her self-respect, and her career? The film kinda sorta addresses this, but in a neatly packaged, colorful bouquet because, guess what? It's in the title that the problems faced here are mainly rich people problems. Of course, the backdrop to this drama is set in Singapore, so the film goes out of its way to showcase the best of what Singapore has on offer, and it makes an excellent case for Singapore tourism. Now, this is all great to look at, and all the friction between the various characters lead to some verbal bullets flying around, but as people who have grown up on Bollywood, none of this is exactly new to us. We've seen it all before in our soap operas and opulent escapist films. Still, there are some entertaining moments to be had, especially when Michelle Yeoh is on screen as Eleanor. Her ability to veer into vampy territory while making us feel sympathetic about her motives is a tightrope balancing act, and Yeoh ensures we sit up and take notice of her impressive skill set. She manages to do all of this with poise and substance. Other than her, Constance Wu and Henry Golding as the lead pair are charming and have good chemistry with each other, so that definitely helps the proceedings. Watch out for Awkwafina as Rachel's friend Piek. She's a lot of fun as well. Crazy Rich Asians got a lot of buzz for being a predominantly East Asian cast. Although it's not the first of its kind, it does its fair share for ethnic representation because it shows Asians as being crazy, just like the rest of the world. I'm going with 3.5 stars for Crazy Rich Asians. The story is very clear-cut and focused on showing that Southeast Asians can go toe-to-toe with the rest of the world when it comes to being crazy in love. It'll also make you want to catch the next flight to Singapore. Guys, thanks so much for watching this review of Crazy Rich Asians. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. And don't forget to tune in to It's Entertainment, only on Mirror Now, you first.